In this video, you'll learn how to change your IP address on Windows 10 or Windows 11 step by step. Whether you want to fix connection issues, improve privacy, or set up a static IP for your network, this tutorial will walk you through the entire process clearly and safely, from finding your current IP address to assigning a new one and switching back to automatic mode when needed. Changing your IP address on Windows 10 or 11 is actually simpler than you might think, and it can come in handy when troubleshooting network issues, enhancing privacy, or setting up specific connections. Let's go through the full process step by step, just as if you were watching it unfold on your screen. To begin, make sure you're at your desktop. The first thing you'll want to do is open the control panel. If you don't see the search bar on your taskbar, you can bring it up by pressing the Windows key and the letter S at the same time. Then type Control Panel and click on the best match that appears. Once the Control Panel window is open, make sure you're viewing everything by small icons instead of category view. You can do that by clicking the View by option at the top right corner and selecting Small Icons. This way, you'll see more detailed tools. Now look for the Network and Sharing Center and open it. Inside the Network and Sharing Center, look to the left-hand side and click on Change Adapter Settings. This will show you all of the network adapters installed on your system. Depending on whether you're using a desktop or a laptop, you might see Ethernet, Wi-Fi, or even VPN adapters listed here. For example, on a desktop, you might have Ethernet connections and some virtual adapters created by programs like VirtualBox or VPN software. The key here is to identify the one you're actually using to connect to the internet. If you're on a wired connection, it will likely be labeled Ethernet. If you're using Wi-Fi, look for a wireless adapter. Once you've identified the active one, you'll want to right-click on it and select Status. When the status window opens, click on the Details button. You'll now see a window listing your current network connection details, including your IPv4 address. This is your current IP address assigned to your device. You'll also notice an entry called DHCP enabled. If it says yes, that means your router automatically assigned this IP address to your computer. But we're going to manually change it to something else. Take note of the default gateway and DHCP server addresses here, as those usually point to your router. Once you've reviewed this, close the Details window and the status box. Then, while still in the Network Connections window, right-click on your adapter again, and this time choose Properties. In the list that appears, find the item labeled Internet Protocol version 4 or TCP/IPv4 and double-click on it. This will open another window where you can change your IP settings. Before we manually enter a new address, let's confirm some details using a command line tool. Right-click on your Start menu and select either Windows PowerShell Admin or Command Prompt Admin, depending on what your system shows. Once that opens, type the command ipconfig and press Enter. This will list all the IP addresses currently assigned to your computer. Identify the one associated with your active adapter, the same one we've been looking at, and remember that's the one we'll modify. Now, back in the Internet Protocol version 4 window, choose the option Use the following IP address. This will allow you to set your own IP manually. Before entering any numbers, we need to make sure the address we pick isn't already taken by another device on your network. To check which addresses are already in use, go back to the command prompt window and type ARP-A, then press Enter. This will show all IP addresses currently active on your network. Ignore any unrelated virtual adapters and focus on your main network's IP range, typically something like 192.168.1.x or 192.168.10.x. You'll see a list of used addresses. Usually, the router itself is .1, and other devices take numbers like .2, .3, and so on. To avoid conflicts, choose a number that's not already listed. For instance, if you currently have 192.168.10.114, you could change it to 192.168.10.25. Once you've picked an available number, type your new IP address in the box labeled IP address. The subnet mask field should automatically fill in with 255.255.255.0. That's the standard value for most home networks. Next, in the default gateway field, enter your router's IP address, which you saw earlier as the default gateway in the details window or in your command prompt results, usually 192.168.10.1. Now for the DNS servers. You can use your router's IP address again as the preferred DNS server, but a better choice is to use Google's public DNS servers. To do that, enter 8.8.8.8 as the preferred DNS server and 8.8.4.4 as the alternate DNS server. When you're done, click OK to save the settings, then click OK again to close the previous window. After applying the new configuration, close the Command Prompt or PowerShell window. Back in the Network Connections window, right-click on your adapter again and select Status. If you still have an internet connection, that means everything worked correctly. To confirm that your IP address has been successfully changed, click on Details again, and you'll now see the new IP address you manually entered. You'll also notice that DHCP Enabled now says No. This means the address was not assigned automatically by your router. It's a static IP address that you configured yourself. This is useful for devices you want to always have the same address on your network, like a printer or a server. If at any point you decide you want to revert back to automatic IP assignment, you can easily do that. Simply close out of any open windows, right-click your adapter again, go to Properties, then double-click on Internet Protocol version 4. This time, select the option Obtain an IP address automatically. You can also choose to obtain the DNS server address automatically or leave Google's DNS servers in place if you prefer them for reliability and speed. Once you've made your choice, click OK to save the settings, then click OK again to close. Windows will take a few moments to reset your adapter and reconnect to your router. When it's done, open the adapter's status window and click on Details one more time, and you'll see that your computer has now been assigned an IP address by your router again, just like before. That's it. You've successfully learned how to view, change, and restore your IP address in Windows 10 or 11. This method gives you full control over your network configuration and can be helpful in a variety of situations, from troubleshooting connection issues to organizing devices on your home network or even testing certain network behaviors. Whether you stick with a static address or prefer to let your router handle it automatically, understanding how it works gives you much more confidence in managing your system. If this tutorial helped you out, remember to leave a like and share it with someone who might find it useful. Thanks for following along, and see you in the next one.